Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Dear friends, today we will be doing one grammar topic, the phrase and the clause. So without any delay, let's start. As we all know, in English alphabets we have 26 letters. When we join the letters, they become words. For example, if I join CAT, it becomes a word cat, right? But when I join few words together which is not having a subject and a verb combination, then it will be called a phrase. For example, a black cat. Now here we have a subject but we do not have a verb. What is a subject? Subject is something that we talk about in a sentence, and verbs are action words. So here we can see a black cat, we can only find out the subject here, but we do not have the verb. So that's why it will be called a phrase, not a clause or a sentence. Now let's see what is a sentence. A sentence has a subject and it has a verb, right? So here, a black cat is sitting on the table. We have a subject, a black cat, and verb is sitting. And it makes complete sense. So this will be called our sentence. Now in one sentence, we can have more than one clause. It could be independent clause or it could be dependent clause. Independent clause is something that is understood on its own, but dependent clause is something which needs independent clause to be understood. For example, a black cat is sitting on the table and a white cat is sitting under the table. We have two clauses here in one sentence. So we can understand that in one sentence there can be more than one clause. It could be independent clause or dependent clause. All right, let's move on. So we were talking about phrase. A phrase is a group of words that stand together as a single grammatical unit. A phrase does not contain a subject and a verb. It should be clear that in a phrase we do not have a subject and a verb combination. It cannot convey a complete thought because it is not having a subject and a verb combination, so of course it cannot convey a complete thought. Let's take few examples to understand it better. In the post office, as we can see here, in is the preposition, the is the article, post office here is my noun. But I do not have my verb here. So that's why this will be called a phrase, not a clause. With great difficulty, I do not have a subject and a verb combination here. It's just the group of few words. So this will be called my phrase. However, a phrase can become a sentence if we add some meaningful words to it. Let's see examples. His father works in the post office. So when I joined few meaningful words, his father, so father is the subject, works is the verb. So when I joined the subject and a verb combination here, then it become one sentence. One more example, we could climb the hill with great difficulty. So here we is the subject and could climb, this is my verb. So now I can say that the full these are the words joined together and they are sentence. All right. Now there are few kinds of phrases. Let's talk about them. The first one is a noun phrase, verb phrase, adjective phrase, adverb phrase, and prepositional phrase. Let's talk about them one by one. Now, what is a noun phrase? A noun phrase acts like a noun in the sentence. Okay? It's just not a single noun. It is a group of words which acts like a noun. A noun phrase includes noun and other associated words which modifies a noun. Let's take example. The first prize was won by a 6th class boy. Here we have our noun boy, but when I have to talk about noun phrase, a 6th class boy. This will be my noun phrase, which acts like a noun. One more example. She bought a decent red skirt. Now here you can see skirt is the noun, but when I joined few more words together, a decent red skirt, now it becomes a noun phrase. Okay? Let's move on and see verb phrase. What is a verb phrase? A verb phrase consists of a helping verb and a main verb within a sentence. So verb phrase has helping verb and a main verb. As we know, verbs are divided into two categories, the main verb and helping verb. Main verbs which have their own meaning, all right, and helping verb which help the main verb or to understand the sentence better. Those are the helping verbs. Let's take example to understand verb phrase. He has gone to the market. Now here, as we know, gone is the main verb and has is the helping verb. So both together, they are verb phrase. All right. Let's take one more example. You should study for exam. Here, as we can see, should is the helping verb and study is the main verb. So together, they will be called verb phrase. Okay. Let's move on to adjective phrase. Now, what is an adjective phrase? Adjective phrase is a group of words that modifies a noun or a pronoun. So you can say adjective phrase are groups of words instead of one single adjective. So the group of words that modifies a noun or a pronoun are known as adjective phrase. Let's take one example. My brother bought a car of white color. Here, of white color is the adjective phrase because it is not one single word. These are few words joined together which are acting as adjective. So they will be called adjective phrase. The cost of the house is way too high. So here, way too high will be my adjective phrase. Okay. Let's move on. Adverb phrase. Now what is an adverb phrase? Adverb phrases are groups of words that function as adverbs, which will act as an adverb, but they are not one single word. If they were one single word, they will be called adverb, but they are a group of words. That's why they are known as adverb phrase. They modify the meaning of a verb, an adjective, and another adverb. Let's take example. She danced in a beautiful manner. Now here, in a beautiful manner, there are few words joined together and they are acting like as an adverb. So that's why this will be called, in a beautiful manner will be called adverb phrase. If it was written here, she danced beautifully, then beautifully is only adverb. But if I elaborate it, she danced in a beautiful manner. Now there are few more words together, right? So this will be called my adverb phrase. And it is modifying the verb dance. Okay. Let's take one more example. The train will arrive after some time. So here, after some time, few words join together and they are acting like an adverb. So they will be called adverb phrase. After some time will be called adverb phrase. Okay. Now, let's talk about prepositional phrase. In a prepositional phrase, one or more than one words work together to give information about preposition. They inform about time, location, possession, or condition. So that means they work just like a preposition, but they are more than one word. For example, he was sleeping on the bed. Now here, as we can see, on is the preposition, but prepositional phrase will be on the bed. He always speaks in loud voice. My preposition is in, but prepositional phrase is in loud voice. Okay, so this was prepositional phrase. So guys, these were the types of phrases. Now we will move on to the clause. Let's talk about clause. As we know, in phrase we do not have a subject and a verb combination, but in a clause we do have a subject and a verb combination. We have a subject and a predicate as well. Sometimes it gives a complete sense, but sometimes it does not. Now, what does that mean? It means The clauses are divided into two kinds. One is the main clause, also known as independent clause, and the other one is the dependent clause, also known as subordinate clause. Our main clause conveys full meaning. That means if you will read the sentence or you will read the group of words together, you will be able to understand what it is trying to convey, what meaning it's trying to convey. For example, you were in the party. As we can see, we have a subject here, you. We have a verb here, were. And we can understand the full these words which are joined together. You were in the party. So we can say that this is a clause. Dependent clause, also known as subordinate clause, it does not convey full meaning. But it always needs the help of main clause to be understood. If you want to understand dependent clause or subordinate clause, you need independent clause along with it. All right. It does have a subject and a verb combination, but still it needs help of independent clause to be understood. Let's take example. When I came home. Now here you can see I is the subject, came is the verb. Now when I came home, it has a subject and a verb combination, but still it is not conveying full meaning or a complete meaning. But when I'm joining it with my main clause, then I'm able to understand it. Let's take example. When I came home, you were in the party. Now, after joining these two clauses, it becomes one sentence, and I have two clauses in it. One is subordinate clause and the other one is main clause. When I came home, you were in the party. All right, I hope you understood this one. Now, let's take more examples of a main clause and a subordinate clause. He will get good marks if he works hard. Now you have to identify which one is the main clause and which one is the subordinate clause. As we know, it has a subject and a verb combination. Main clause also and subordinate clause also. But main clause is understood if I speak it alone. But subordinate clause is not understood. It needs help of main clause to be understood. So, he will get good marks. Which one is my subject here? He is the subject. And which one is the verb here? Will get. He will get good marks. So am I able to understand this? Yes, I am able to understand this. So this will be my main clause. But if I only speak, if he works hard, I have my subject he, I have my verb works, but am I able to understand it if I am not speaking my main clause along with it? No, I'm not able to understand it. It always needs help of the main clause to be understood. So that's why this is the subordinate clause. And of course, it is starting with if. Okay. Let's take one more example. I waited for my father until he arrived. I waited for my father. I is the subject, waited is the verb, and I'm able to understand it. I waited for my father. Okay, but if I only speak until he arrived, he is the subject, arrived is the verb, but still I'm not able to understand it on its own. So that's why this will be my subordinate clause. All right, one more example. Since I came to India, I have not played football. Since I came to India, I is the subject, came is the verb, but still I'm not able to understand it if I speak it alone. And my main clause here is I have not played football. I, subject, and have, and this word not played, this is my verb. And I'm able to understand it. So this will be my main clause. And lastly, one more example. If you eat too much, you may fall ill. If you eat too much, if I only say this much, if you eat too much, then you will be asking me, then after what, right? That means you want more information. And this is not providing you the complete information. So this is that is why this is my subordinate clause. You may fall ill. I have my subject you and I have my verb may fall. So this will be my main clause. I hope that you understood how to identify a main clause and a subordinate clause. Now, we also have kinds of clauses, and there are three kinds of clauses. The first one is a noun clause, then adjective clause, and then adverb clause. Now let us understand them. So when we talk about a noun clause, it's a group of words which contains a subject and a predicate of its own and does the work of a noun. Okay, so it will be like a noun, but there are more than one words which acts like a noun. And of course, this is a clause, so it should have a subject and a verb combination, and it has a subject and a predicate. Do you know what is a predicate? Predicate, when the subject except the subject, the rest of the sentence will be called my predicate. Let's take one example to understand noun clause. I fear that I will fail. Now here, I is the subject, okay, and fear is my verb here. I fear that I will fail. I also have verb will fail. So I is the subject, fail is the verb here, and whole clause is acting as the object of the verb fear. That I will fail. This is my noun clause. Okay, because it is acting like a noun. Let's talk about adjective clause. A clause that describes a noun or a pronoun and acts like an adjective is called an adjective clause. So, what is the work of an adjective? If I talk about only adjective, what adjective does? Adjective modifies a noun or a pronoun, right? So, same thing here. There are few words joined together which acts like an adjective. They describe a noun or a pronoun. Let's take example. This is the boy who helped me in the hostel. Now, here the clause who helped me in the hostel, this is describing the noun boy. So I can say that who helped me in the hostel, this is my adjective clause because it is working as an adjective here. Now let's talk about adverb clause. An adverb clause is a group of words that has a subject and predicate of its own and acts as an adverb. So adverb clause does the work of an adverb. Just like adverb, it modifies a verb, it modifies an adjective, and it modifies another adverb. So adverb clause is a group of words which does the same work. For example, Rohan was sad because he had lost his toy. Now here, these words together, because he had lost his toy, these words are modifying our adjective sad. So that is why it will be called our adverb clause. All right. So guys, these were the types of clauses: noun clause, adjective clause, and adverb clause. I hope that you understood what are clauses and what are verbs and phrases. If you like this video and you understand it, or you understand it better, the phrases and the clauses, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel and leave a comment that what you liked about it and in future what you want to see. Now I will meet you in my next video. Hit the bell icon for more updates. Have a nice day ahead. Thank you. Bye bye.